Hello there, kids. Today we're going to talk about, continue rather, about money. Now, so for your book activity from pages 193 all the way to page 196, you will be comparing money. Okay, when you say compare, there are clue words that you need to be familiar with, such as more, less. Okay? Basically, more refers to mas marami, no? The more that you have. And less basically refers to ng kaonte. Okay, there are also terms that you should be familiar with, such as most and least. Okay, basically refers to the greatest, no? Parang greatest value, pinaka marami, and least refers to the smallest. Okay, these are terms that you need to remember. Okay, so when comparing numbers, for example lang, for page 193, item number 1. Okay, example lang yan ha. Eve raised 90.70. No, again. Eve raised $90.70, while Grace, teacher Grace maybe, raised $87.90 for charity. Now, there are certain questions there, such as for letter A, blank dollars is more than blank dollars. And also B, blank raised more money. What do you mean by raised? Ang mas naka-ipon was able to get more in terms of collecting money, or was able to save up nga. Okay? Yan ang ibig sabihin ng raised. Okay, erase ko lang muna yung raised. Okay. Okay, when comparing, like this is actually one of our first few topics when we are comparing money or comparing a certain value. All you need to do is to line them all up, like what is happening right here, no? I-rewrite ko lang 90.70. You have to align them according to their place value. 7.90. So, ganun lang. Line them all up according to their place value. Ganun lang naman yan. Your clue here where to align them is according to their decimal place. This one. Okay, yan dapat ang main ninyo that should be aligned. Then the rest will follow. Okay? So anyway, comparing which number has the greatest or smaller value. Comparing to the greatest place value that we have here, which is tens. So compare natin sila, 9 and 8. Obviously, 9 is greater than 8, diba? So we can already say at this point that this has a greater value than $90.70 has a greater value than 87.90. So we can now say that 90.70 is more than 87.90. Okay, then it says here that blank raised more money. Who raised more money? So who owns the 90.70? Eve raised more money. Okay? So this is basically what you are supposed to do with pages 193 to 196. Although there are questions lang doon, additional questions lang, such as clue words nga natin are most and least. Basically referring to greatest and smallest lang naman, depending on how you use the question. Okay? So, yan lang ka-basic. And for your page 196, 98 naman, I'm going to guide you all throughout para sa word problem ninyo. From pages 198 to page 202. Okay. Gag-guide ko lang kayo dito. Word problem. So number 1, it says there that a book cost $3. Okay, let's say I'm going to draw this little box and this represents one book. And it says there that each book costs $3. Okay, Geraldine bought 6 such books. 6 such books. Ibig sabihin nito that she bought 6 the same, no? Basically refers to same books. So if we have basically ang approach ng solving kasi dito is model. So we have to draw not literal the books, no, pero certain units that represent the number of books. So we have $3 here, $3 here. Represents the price for each book, and there are 6 books. So question is, how much did she pay for the book? So anong gagawin natin dito? How much is she going to pay for all of these 6 books if each book costs $3? Okay? Number 2. An ice cream costs 55 cents. Okay, ice cream cost 55 cents, and it says here that a nugget, chicken nugget, cost 25 cents. That's not the final price yet. Okay, it says they're less than the ice cream. Okay, if you notice here, no, we are comparing. Why? Because we have the clue word than. When you say than, ano ba yung tinuturo ko sa inyo before? So, mga word problem, if there's than, it means that we are going to subtract to get its final value. Okay? So, ano yung sa-subtract ninyo? To which it is being compared to. And what are you going to subtract? The given data. So, sa ice cream, it's already there. Given na yan, ng ice cream that it is already 55 cents. Which means for the final price of the nugget, you need to take what it is being compared to, ang ice cream, which is 55 cents. And since may than tayo na clue word, we are going to subtract and take that value there. So, line up nyo lang. 55 minus 25. We have 5 minus 5, which will give us 0. 5 minus 2, which will give us 3. So, which means the final price of the nugget is 30 cents. Okay. Question. Okay, just to clarify that you already know that the price of the ice cream is 55 cents and the nugget costs 30 cents. So, question dyan is how much, what was the total cost of the ice cream and the nugget? Okay, total cost daw ng ice cream at saka ng isang nugget. Isang ice cream at saka isang nugget. Okay? So, ganun lang kadali. For number 3, Aunt Rose earns $350 in a week. Uncle James earns $190 more than Aunt Rose. Okay. Meron tayong may more na naman tayo, no? Basically comparing din, pero we have a clue word there that says more, no? So, again, Aunt Rose earns $350. So, gugamit tayo ng model dito. And Uncle James earns $190 more than Aunt Rose. So, gagawin na lang ako ng model, So, meron tayong Antros using a model that earns $350. This represents how much he earns in a week. So, always remember for a model, for when we do models, no, we always have a starting point to compare one model to another. And we also have Uncle James. Earns $190 more than Antros. So, at what point ba dito sa model that refers to more than the amount of Antros? So, basically, it refers to this point, di ba? This is the point where it represents that someone or whoever has more than the amount of Antros, which is in this case nga is kay Uncle James. Okay. So at this point, nag-earn ng more si Uncle James by how much? By $190. Which means at this point, they earn the same. Okay? Yung sa white line lang. So which represents $350 as well. Okay? Ito yung total earning. This is how much Uncle James earns in total. Okay? Kasi nga at some point, this is how much he earns more compared to Antros. Okay, question. How much money do both of them earn in a week? So, madali lang. We are talking about both of them. So, unahin nyo muna. Kunin yung total ni Uncle James. And all you have to do, since what is asked is how much money do both of them earn. So, we are basically referring to the total. So, i-add nyo lang yung total ni Uncle James sa amount ni Aunt Rose. Okay, so number 4. Gina bought a doll for $29. Okay. She gave the cashier $100. How much change would she receive? This is basic word problem. Okay. So you already know what to do here. And I'll no longer explain number 4. Again, Gina bought a doll for $29. She gave the cashier $100. How much change would she receive? Okay. Number 5. Okay, so Mr. Andrews gives his son $40 to spend over 10 days. If his son spends an equal amount of money every day, how much money does he spend each day? Okay, so model tayo. These tiny squares, tiny units here represent the number of days. So basically there are 10 kasi nga 10 days. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. This represents the number of days. Okay, klaroin natin. And it says there that if his son spends an equal amount of money every day, so meron tayong total amount here which is equivalent to $40. So equal amount daw every day. So technically all you have to do is just to take the total amount of unit, which is in this case is $40, no, depending on the situation. Kasi depende kasi yan sa word problem. So in this case, ang total thought there is just to get the total, and of course also the total number of days. That $40 should be distributed equally, divided by 10. Okay? So if you know your multiplication table, you should know the answer by now. How much he spends each day. Okay. Why did I say multiplication table? Kasi nga, di ba, what I always explain to you that multiplication, that division technically is just the opposite of multiplication. So in this case, parang what you're thinking for is what are you going to multiply with 10? That will give you 40. Okay? So ganun lang yan. So number 6, a stationery set costs $5. How much does Norman need to pay if he wants to buy 7 such sets? This is actually very easy, no? Stationary set daw, cost $5. This actually represents the unit, no? For each stationary set. And he wants to buy 7 daw. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tapos each cost $5. So this is quite obvious. So how much nga ba does he need to pay for all? So we also have number 7. Mother withdraws $50 from the ATM. If she spends 28.85 on provisions, how much money has she left? Okay, this is actually the same as number 4. It's just that I'm quite sure that you are not familiar with subtracting decimals. No? Again, mother withdraws $50 from the ATM. So, meaning this is the money that she has. And if she spends 28.25, okay, $28.85 money spent. Okay, how much money has she left? So actually, no, subtracting these numbers lang. Since you have a decimal, which means you should also change this $50 to a decimal. Diba? You remember in the past few pages of your activity last week, there are 2 ways to write money. Diba? $1 can also be written as $1.00. $3 can be written as $3.00. So in this case, $50 should also be written as $50.00. Okay. To satisfy, kasi nga yung sa other number, meron tayong decimal dito which is 0.85. Okay. So all you need to do now is to subtract them normally. You have 50.00. And of course, when you subtract, please do align their decimals. Okay. That is very, very important. Okay. So, which means yung 28.85 should not be written like this. That will be wrong because if you notice, their decimal points do not align. So, dapat i-align nyo talaga. So, which means if the decimal point of 50 is here, decimal point of 28.85 should be aligned there. Get the point? Okay. So, that's 28.85. Then from here, you can now proceed with subtraction, which is I'm going to guide you because they are all filled with zeros. Okay? So, i-guide ko na lang kayo dito sa number 7. So, if you notice, 0 subtract 5, if you have nothing, 0 take away 5, you cannot take away anything if there is nothing. Okay? If your friend has no pencil, you cannot take away pencils from that friend. If your friend doesn't have any chocolates, you cannot take away chocolates from that person. Diba? Hindi pwede. So what we do here is we borrow from the next number. Unfortunately, the next number is also 0. So this 0 will also try to borrow from the other number, from the next number, which is then again, unfortunately, that it is 0. So anong gagawin natin dito ngayon? This number should borrow from the next number because it's not 0. So which means this 5 will become 4 and this 0 will become 10. I'm not explaining things already kasi you already know this. I mean, tinuruan ko na kayo about subtracting numbers before. Okay? Nagborrow tayo 1 from 5. That's why it became 4. And 0 now becomes 10. Okay. Now, this 0 can now borrow from this number over here kasi hindi na siya 0. So, ibig sabihin, borrow 1, this will become 9, and this will become 10. The same thing goes for this part over here, in which this becomes 9, and this becomes 10 as well. Then, from there, you can already subtract na. Pwede na tayo mag-subtract. 10 minus 5 is equal to 5. 9 minus 8 is 1. Decimal point should be there. 9 minus 8 is 1. And 4 minus 2 is 2. Then from here, your answer is 21.2. 15. So, that's for number 7. Okay, number 8 naman tayo ngayon. The cost of a birthday present is shared equally among 4 friends. If the present costs $24, how much does each friend pay? Okay, so we have a total representation of how much one present costs, which is $24. Birthday present is shared. I mean, hindi pala siya how much it costs, no? Pero it is being shared by four friends nga equally. So basically the present costs $24 and it is being shared by 4. So i-subdivide lang natin by 4 yung units, given unit natin. So basically $24 now is being shared by 4. So that's $24 divided by 4. Okay, so from there you'll be able to get how much each friend should pay for that. Okay, so number 9 naman. Vincent has $280 in his savings. After his father gives him $60, Vincent has $110 more than his younger brother. Uy, medyo this parang includes little complicated situations, no? Pero sige lang, let's try to do it one by one. Isa-isa lang natin. Let's take the thought of Vincent first. Vincent has $280 at first. Okay, sorry yung Vincent. Bakit naging Vincent? Okay, so Vincent has $280. At first yan, ha? So after his father gives him $60, let's stop there muna. After his father gives him $60, so the new amount of Vincent now becomes, at first meron tayong $280 and he was given an additional $60. So 280 plus 60 will give us 0, 14, and 340. So which means at this point, Vincent now has $340. Okay. Vincent has 110 more than his younger brother. So if meron tayong younger brother dito, younger brother has fewer, obviously, kasi since Vincent has more, so which means the younger brother has less. Okay, so we are going to draw a model that is less, and we do not know how much the young brother has, but we know that at this point, kasi nga sabi dyan that Vincent has 110 more than his younger brother. Ito, younger pala. At this point, itong missing value na to dito, missing chunk, or it's basically referred to this point over here, is equivalent to $110. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, to get the value of this one, all you need to do is to get the total money of Vincent, which is $340, and subtract this chunk over here. Kasi nga, the total of this, I'm just going to show you. Erase ko muna to. Just to show you that the total of this is 340, representing the same exact value of this part. But there's a missing chunk here, which the younger brother doesn't have. And how much is it? That's 110. So we need to remove it from 340, from our total, to get the remaining value, which is that one. Okay? So that's for number 9. Okay, so number 10 tayo. Hanggang 12 pala to. Ito hanggang 10 lang, sorry. Anyway, a class of students has raised $397 for charity. After receiving a donation, they reached their target of $500. How much is the donation? Okay. So, let's say this is a total representation of how much they were able to get, which is in this case is $500. Now, they were able to start up having a certain amount at this point, which is equivalent to $397. Then again, we are comparing, meron tayong total, no? Parang total to. Total is 500. Part of it is 397. So how will you be able to get this value? Okay? So when a part of it is missing, all you need to do is to subtract. So we have $500 minus $397. So from there, you'll be able to get your answer for number 10. Okay, so number 11. A laser printer costs $268. How much do two such printers cost? Very easy. One printer costs $268. If dalawa na yung printer, another $268. So how much do you think will these two cost? Okay? So ganun lang. And for number 12, the cost of a $60 meal is shared equally among some friends. Okay. If each friend pays $5, how many friends are there? Okay. So meron tayong $60 meal. This is equivalent to $60. So each friend pays $5. Okay, how many friends are there daw? So meron tayong 5, no? 5 plus 5 will give us 10. So at this point, we already have 2 friends. So we need to keep doing this. Logic lang to, This is the logical approach. If we add another 5, it now gives us 15. So we now have 3 friends. Okay, let's try to continue adding lang muna. Plus another 5, it now gives us 20. Plus another 5, it now gives us 25. Plus 5 is equivalent to 30. Plus 5 is equivalent to 35 because our target here is 60. Okay? Again, this is the logical approach because you cannot say that you have to do this certain operation to get that answer immediately without getting the logic. Okay? So plus 5 again, which will give us 40. Plus 5, which will give us 45. Plus 5 will give us 50. Another 5, 55. And another 5 will give us 60. Okay, now we were able to reach our target of 60. Now all you have to do is to count the number of 5s that you have there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, which means at this point, 5 friends paid $5 to reach a total of $60. So that's how you answer ang number 12. Okay? So technically, what you have to do here is just to take 60 divided by 5. But then again, if I'm gonna tell you that, it doesn't make sense at first. Kasi I need to show you the entire logical approach of solving it first. Okay? So that's basically it for today.